Welcome to another adventure of Bell Service Group Flooring. And I have to say it's an adventure. It's always an adventure because you'll never know what you're going to run into in all these different projects that you're doing. So this particular project we're doing is in downtown Tampa at a historic building. And what you see here is there has been some construction adjacent to this building, and it's like a condo, a real tall condo. And all the work they've done, what's happened is it's loosened up some of these tiles. And so um, these people complained about it on the restaurant, and said that, hey, our tiles are getting loosed up, and we're tripping over them, and so on and so on. So what we're doing right now is just trying to locate and take up the loose tiles. And what we're going to do is fill in those voids and go over it with new flooring, a luxury vinyl plank that looks like tile. So as you can see in this video, what we're doing right now is just trying to get those tiles up without disturbing the good tiles. And once we've gotten that up, we're good to go. This particular project is a very special project to me. The guy in that yellow shirt you see there, he's the one that helped me in the flooring business and taught me a lot of things about flooring. And we first hooked up and started working together back in 2004. And so this is the first project we've done together since I want to say 2013. But yeah, this is a really good project. And I typically don't do a lot of work in Tampa, but I was brought up for this project because they needed a crew that really knew what they were doing, could be very efficient, get the job done and get it done right. And a major part of getting the job done right is being clean, neat, and organized and prepared. And so that's what we're doing there, is just really getting it ready to lay the self-leveler. So as you can see, we're ready to lay the self-leveling. We've got getting the bags all laid out. We've got our mixer and our water and our bucket and our drills and all those different things that we need. So we're ready to go. And so we're using a product called Tech, and it's 400 HF, and we've pretty much poured about 20 bags so far. So we really like this product. I mean, it pretty much does its own thing. You really just have to guide. As you can see me right there, I'm just kind of just helping it along, but it does most of the work for you, and it dries very, very fast. And we need it to dry fast because the owners of this restaurant, they have to open up this restaurant in the morning. And as you can see, we're working overnight to accommodate their needs and make sure that they're open for business, because that's the one thing they can't afford, is to be shut down for a day. And so we're just filling in that void, and we're going to wait for this product to dry. Now you see William in the orange highlighted shirt. He's mixed it up, doing a very good job doing that, making sure it's consistently mixed. There's no clumps, there's no lumps, and doing a very fantastic job doing that. So it's very important you do that. Don't rush your mix. You've got to do that because you want it to perform for you correctly and right, and make your job easier and not more difficult. But other than that, as you can see, we're pretty much getting close to the end. What we're doing there on the other side is it's got some valleys in it. It's got some highs and lows in there, and that's another thing you don't want. You want a flat surface. It doesn't have to be level, doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be flat, because vinyl plank and most flooring period can only withstand so much unevenness, and we were trying to get it as flat as possible. And so that's why you see us filling in those voids right here. Now on this side, as you see close to the screen here, what we're doing is called embossing the tile. That is going over the grout lines, just to make sure, once again, that the vinyl plank, when it's over time, doesn't separate. It's on firm, solid, flat a foundation. So that's all we're doing there. We're just embossing that tile. We're not self-leveling. We're not trying to fix the peaks and valleys and things of that nature. We're just trying to get the grout lines where the grout line is a little bit lower than the tile. So other than that, that's pretty much it. That's pretty simple there. We're just using a trowel and just kind of troweling it on. And right here, what I've done too, since we're so pressed up against time, and time is of the essence, I'm using these blowers to speed up the drying time, so we can lay this floor and not have any issues with them opening up in the morning. But that's all that those two fans or blowers are there for. It helps with the drying time, makes it faster, and that's something that we definitely need. As you can see right here, we're laying out some tiles. These are vinyl tiles. They're 36 by 24 tiles. And what we're going to do, why we're laying them out, as you can see, like that, is because they have different patterns in the tile. And so it helps with trying to mix up the different patterns in the floor, so you don't have the same pattern side by side. And that, when you do that, it really it's not good, because you see a repeat pattern and your eyes pick it up and is wondering, why does those two boards or three or four boards all look the same, and the boards or other boards around it are different. So it makes that spot or that area stand out when you walk over it. So when you have all these boards and you lay them out, it really helps you with not only just laying the floor in a more efficient time, but also with your board selection. And so that's why we're laying out all these boards. And as you can see, we're going to start off that wall where Andre in the yellow shirt. We're going to start over there in a corner. You usually want to start where you have a long straight wall. That's ideal, and you can have a straight floor, because you want to start straight. Usually you start straight, you can end straight, and that's better. Now, as you can see, another thing we're doing the floor in thirds. So we have a third pattern, and a lot of times with these vinyl plank floors, you can have a brick pattern, the floor done in thirds, and that's pretty much it when it comes to it. You don't want to square them off and just have them squared together. You lose the integrity of the locking system. So you have to have some type of stagger or something going on, or some type of pattern outside of that. But as you can see, once you get all these boards laid out, you get off that wall, it runs pretty smoothly. But you just have to make sure, once again, that you're doing your due diligence of not putting the same boards together. That is really bad when you do that. And you want to be a professional and having a professional look. And professionals are really big into the details. That's where people appreciate the service, and it makes a distinguished install, is that you're timely, and you do all the details and make sure that you go above and beyond. And so as you can see, this is going by pretty smoothly with 3 guys installing this part of the restaurant. Once we got all the prep done and all those things worked out, everything it's easy peasy, as they would say. And of course, we're having a good time, laughing, joking around, listening to music, and catching up on old times, and that helps balance out just the work and being up, overnight working. And these boards, sad to say, they were not easy to put in. They put up a fight, but once you get it the necessary pressure and kind of get a feel for the floor, it goes about a little bit faster, because you know what's acceptable as far as in pressure and how to put them in without breaking them. As you can see, William's tired. He's worn out. He's not used to working these late hours, nor am I. So this really was very taxing when it came to that. But we were able to push through and endure, and we was able to make it through, and it all worked out very well. So, but as you can see, we're getting closer to the wall. That's where, of course, you got to make your necessary cuts in order to end the wall. And that's a little bit more time consuming doing that, because of just making sure you're close enough to the wall where you're able to add shoe molding to cover over the gaps and have a good install. But as you can see, we're almost finished, and but it still takes a little bit of time, and just have patience. Just make sure everything's right and good, and you started well. You continuously do well, so you want to end well. So that's the main thing, and that's what we're going to do here. But other than that, this project was very rewarding. Like I said, I got to work with Andre, and William works with me full time, and is really good at attention to detail. Really knows what to do and what not to do. Knows all the rules and how to make the job look very, very professional. So I really appreciate his assistance. But other than that, I think what we've got left is, you can see that white shoe molding. That is what I was telling you about. That ties everything together. The baseboard to the floor really gives off a finished look. Looks very clean, especially if you miter the outside and inside corners, all the corners well. It really makes your floor and all the work stand out. You really want to take your time and get that right. You don't want to rush that. And as you can see, we're using a miter saw, and making sure that the outside 45-degree angles or the 90-degree angles are cut perfectly. And so that's what you see us doing there with that white shoe molding. And so we've got that finished up, and we're cleaning up, and that's that. We're just making sure everything's good. So that's another adventure of the Bell Service Group. Thank you for joining us, and see you on the next one.